The Berlin Wall was a symbol of the Cold War, separating East and West Germany for 28 years. But on November 9, 1989, this symbol of division came crashing down. In this episode of The Voice of Events, we'll explore the events that led to the fall of the Berlin Wall and its significance in world history. Part 1: The Beginnings of the Berlin Wall. The Berlin Wall was erected by the German Democratic Republic, GDR, in 1961 to prevent East Germans from fleeing to the West. At the time, the wall was seen as a necessary measure to maintain stability in East Germany and to protect the communist government. However, the wall soon became a symbol of the divide between communism and capitalism and stood as a physical barrier between East and West Berlin for 28 years. Part 2: The Height of the Cold War. In the decades following the construction of the Berlin Wall, the Cold War between the Soviet Union and the United States reached its height. The two superpowers engaged in a global struggle for power and influence, with the Berlin Wall serving as a constant reminder of the divide between East and West. During this time, East Germany became one of the most heavily policed states in the world, with a vast network of informers and secret police agents keeping watch over its citizens. Before the fall of the Berlin Wall, East Berliners could not listen to Western radio stations, as they were jammed by the East German government. Part 3: The Events Leading Up to the Fall. By the late 1980s, the Soviet Union was in a state of economic and political decline, and the people of East Germany were becoming increasingly restless. Protests and demonstrations were becoming more frequent, and calls for reform were growing louder. In late 1989, the East German government announced plans to allow its citizens to travel freely, but the plan was met with resistance from the East German Communist Party. Part 4: The Fall of the Wall. On the evening of November 9, 1989, East German border guards opened the checkpoints, allowing people to cross freely into West Berlin. The news quickly spread, and thousands of East Berliners headed to the wall to celebrate. Over the next few days, the wall was dismantled piece by piece as the world watched in disbelief. On that night, Western radio stations could suddenly be heard in East Berlin for the first time in 28 years. Part 5: The Aftermath. In the aftermath of the fall of the Berlin Wall, East and West Germany moved quickly towards reunification. The East German government was dissolved, and free elections were held in East Germany for the first time in decades. Within months, the two German states were officially reunited, bringing to an end one of the most divisive periods in modern history. East Germans were suddenly exposed to a world of consumer goods and brand-name products that were previously unavailable to them. The Trabi, a small and often unreliable car that was widely used in East Germany, became a symbol of the country's outdated technology and limited consumer choices. Its significance extends far beyond the city of Berlin and Germany, serving as a symbol of hope for people around the world who yearn for freedom and democracy. The fall of the Berlin Wall was a defining moment in world history, signaling the end of the Cold War and the beginning of a new era of peace and cooperation. Today, the fall of the Berlin Wall stands as a testament to the power of the human spirit and the unrelenting desire for freedom and self-determination.